Namaste, beautiful soul. Would you like to know the three things that you could be keeping you in burnout and trauma and also causing repeat burnout? Then this video is for you. Hi, my name is Praharsha Menon. I'm a board certified family medicine physician, a life coach, and a hypnotherapist. And my passion is helping empath professional moms heal from burnout and trauma without spending years in recovery. So, what are the three things that you need to know which can help you heal completely from trauma and burnout and prevent reburnout? They are number one, accepting the emotions and the experience that you're going through in that moment. And this is very, very key. The emotion that you are experiencing in a traumatic circumstance, that is the key to your healing, because what our conscious mind knows as the emotion that you're experiencing in that circumstance may be different from the actual emotion that your subconscious knows or subconscious is experiencing in that specific circumstance. So, no matter what healing modality we may try, we may not be targeting the correct thing to heal. So that may leave behind things that can re-trigger your trauma or re-trigger your burnout. So it's very, very key to identify the exact emotion and the experience that you are going through in that circumstance. Okay. So the next step, well, tip number two would be a broader perspective of the situation. What I mean to say is to have a broader view of why what you're going through is happening at that specific moment. Let me give you an example from my own life to explain this more. So, my father passed away about 14 years back, and a few years down the lane, I happened to watch something on the news on NBC, and they were showing a father walking the bride down the aisle. And the last time that I remember seeing my father alive was at my own wedding, my first wedding. And when I saw this on the TV, I just could not hold back my tears. And I could not possibly watch any wedding scenarios where the father was walking the bride down the aisle because I was afraid I'd break down in tears and my grief would be re triggered. And to the point that a few years back at my own wedding, I preferred not to have anybody walk me down the aisle. I walked down the aisle myself because of the fear of the grief. And fast forward to a few weeks back, I happened to see a video on, I believe it was one of the social medias, maybe Instagram, where a dad, 60-something-year-old dad, and young daughter were dancing together to a catchy tune. And I could actually enjoy the whole clip without being bothered by the thought of my father's demise or being triggered by the grief behind my father's demise when I watched the father and daughter interaction. I actually enjoyed it like I could before my father passed away. And that was a sign that I had healed probably from the grief that I had been going through earlier. So, um, what helped me to make that shift in my healing journey? The healing journey, our focus should be on the forward progress aspect of healing the trauma. And what helped me make that difference was my perspective. And by perspective, I mean in the belief that we are all spiritual beings living in a human body. So we are not just the body that we see or identify ourselves as, but we are also the soul behind it. We are the spirit or the spiritual beings inhabiting this body or physical vessel going through life experiences. By those terms, all of us have had multiple lifetimes. And each lifetime, we um, come here into this physical world in a three-dimensional body, physical body, so that we can experience life experiences, life circumstances, emotions, and things like that. For example, tasting an apple. The soul can know what an apple tastes like. It can know that it is sweet, that it is maybe tart, it may be sour, it may be crisp. It can know the texture But unless it has experienced it firsthand, as in touching the apple, biting into it, feeling the texture with our senses, tasting it, all the five senses of seeing, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, that's a different level of knowing what an apple is, right? So to enhance our own life or our own soul's knowledge of what these things can be, experiencing it firsthand, that is the reason why we come into this physical body and go through different kinds of life experiences. And on top of that, there could be other layers to it, like karmic events or karma playing into it. Karma is like the energetic residue of our actions from the past, either in this lifetime or from previous lifetimes or from our ancestors. So, and all that could be playing a factor into what kind of experiences we have to go through. Regardless, our soul is here to learn something from all of these life experiences. Some of this can be direct, and as in learning what the apple tastes like. The other ones can be learning what grief is, learning what pain is, or to see how strong we are, how much of endurance we have to go through it, or how creative we are to find a way to heal from it, or even going further, it could be hinting at our life purpose, rediscovering our life purpose, and we need those events to remind us of what our life purpose is. For example, when you're going through the trauma, it may your life purpose at that point may be to know what that emotion behind the trauma is. Or a few years down the lane, it may be knowing how to heal from that trauma is. A few years down the lane, once you heal from it, it may be knowing or leading or helping others recognize what they're going through and help them heal from it so that they can reduce their suffering. So you are being reminded of your life purpose at each point of the way. So the obstacle in the way is the way, as there's a famous saying. So it's all part of a big grand plan. So that way, nothing is a negative event. Even if it looks like it's a negative event, it is serving a higher purpose, a joyful purpose in the end. And it's a life is like a treasure hunt that way, revealing it bit by bit, piece by piece, layer by layer, and finding the ultimate truth or the ultimate purpose behind it. So that's the second point for healing from trauma and burnout, because oftentimes when we are in the thick of that traumatic experience or in the thick of feeling the pain of it or healing from the traumatic experience, we lose track of what it is trying to tell us, as in what message is it trying to convey to us, or is as in what information we can gather from it, what data are we gathering from it. So it can be, for example, it can be when someone feels anxiety, it can be feeling, noting that, taking a moment to just detach from everything else that's happening and noting what exactly is going on. Can look like, I am feeling anxious. I'm feeling panic. And what is it doing to me? It's actually making my heart race. It's giving me tremors. And is this the first time I've felt this before, or felt this ever, or have I felt this before? How is it different this time from the time it felt before? What happened? And then we can go on from there. So there are many things that we can do to learn about it and learn from it. And that learning process will actually reveal things that will help us heal from it for good. So it will not trigger us in the future. So, which means to say, once you heal from burnout and trauma, um, it may be possible for circumstances to show up which can re-trigger your trauma or your burnout. But once you have healed or once you have mastered the skills to deal with it, the intensity of a repeat burnout would be much less, or you can even prevent a repeat burnout altogether. Wouldn't you like that? So, so those are the two main tips. And the third main tip, this is key to healing from any simple thing in life, any not only simple, anything in life, in fact, whether it be through therapy, it be through hypnosis, it be through journaling, whether you do healing it through yoga, anything, no matter what way you're trying to heal from something, this is very key. When you go on a healing journey, the most important part is self compassion and love. Love, compassion, and empathy can heal most of the things in the world. And when you're trying to heal yourself, we may want to focus on self compassion and love to ourselves. And empathy, we may not need to mention because we're already living in our own body, so we know what we're going through. Empathy is when you can put yourself in someone else's shoes. You're already in your own shoes, so you automatically have empathy. My cat may be trying to chime in as well, so you may hear her. Um, Thank you, Sammy. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's sweet of you. Thank you. Appreciate it, Mama. She actually brought me a gift. She brought me a stuffed mouse, and she thinks I'm hungry and I need to be eating, probably. So it's sweet of her. So what I was trying to say is, yeah, the next point would be love, self love, and self compassion. Because oftentimes, in the beginning stages of our healing, as we discover different aspects of what happened, or how we react to it, or what emotion is within us, or different things about us as we discover, it may only be too common to feel, oh no, now I have this too, now I have this too. At the same time, it helps to remember that we are on a healing journey. So it's a matter of changing our internal self dialogue, self talk from I am broken to I am healing. So when you're broken, it's only common to feel that you are not perfect. There's something wrong with us. And that's not the truth. That's far from the truth, in fact. Life is a journey of unlearning what we have learned so far and relearning what we already knew from the beginning. And that's the beauty of life, in fact. So, going along the same lines, um, the key would be to know that you are healing. And when you're healing, we expect things to show up, which we have to heal. And that's normal. You're perfectly normal to have things to heal when you're on a healing journey, right? That is not perfect. You're perfectly okay. It is perfectly okay. You're perfectly where you are if you find things that you need to heal when you're on a healing journey. And that self compassion and that realization is key to help yourself heal because you need all the support, all the love, all the kindness that you need in the world from your own self when you're going through that healing process. And that would be the key to successfully healing from it, too. And so the key would be to remind yourself each time that I am on a healing journey. And if something shows up, it may it may be easy for us to fall back and say, oh, there's one more thing to do. Instead, you may want to jump up and clap your hands with joy because it is telling you a key to what you can heal right there, which will reduce the amount of misery we have to face later on if we do not heal it. Why I say that is because, for example, let's take the instance of the apple. We were meant to taste that apple and see what it tastes like or what the texture is. Say, for example, before you could get to the apple on the apple tree, there's a spider in the way on a web, and you're scared of spiders. So imagine you did not quite get to the apple. What happens? As you're walking away, the universe is trying to conspire on our behalf. The universe is trying to help us go through these life experiences which we came here to experience. So, as far as the universe is concerned, you were meant to taste that apple and to find what it feels like. But you have not been able to do that because something came in the way. Let me help you out. You're going, no, you're not supposed to leave there. What does the universe do? It brings torrential downpour, torrential rain around you. So you're forced to run back into the shade of that apple tree where the spider is for shelter. And then you see the apple again, which makes you think again, I really wanted to taste it. I couldn't. Let me see if I can, even the spider's in the way. So, one way or the other, the universe is trying to put you in circumstances which will bring you to being able to go through the experience that you were here to experience and learn from. You see what I'm trying to say? So that brings us to the fact. And if you do not, if we are not able to take the cue there and we're not able to, get to the message that we were meant to uncover in that situation, and we take a different path, different other situation, maybe this time instead of a torrential downpour, when we walk away from that tree, it might be an earthquake. So the universe brings about different kinds of events that look like they're negative events, which are actually prodding us to look deeper and get to the message we were meant to uncover in the first place. So that is a key to healing successfully from trauma and burnout and to prevent re-burnout. For more tips, and if you like this video specifically, please make sure that you like this video and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Love and light.